各位拍粉，下午好。这两天呢，浙江书展正在如火如荼的进行当中。在这一次的书展上呢，有一本特别的书，书名叫《宁波记事》。这本书的作者呢，是来自一位德国籍的老宁波人，他的名字叫艾卡德。艾卡德呢，曾经是获得过宁波市茶花友谊奖，而且担任过宁波民间的旅游推广大使，同时呢，也是积极推动中德合作。从2002年来到宁波之后他已经在宁波工作和生活20多年了。他把自己的经历呢，就写成了一本书《宁波记事》。今天我们非常高兴邀请到艾卡德走进我们的演播室，跟大家一起来分享他和宁波的故事。Now, welcome, Eckhard.
Thank you very much. Welcome. And thank you for the good introduction.
Yes. As I just mentioned, you write a new book,
Right.
Ningbo Chronicles. Yes,
Right.
This is in your book. Look at all the audience hearing about your new book, and they are very interested in your life in Ningbo.
Okay.
And the book is a foreigner perspective on life, love, and culture. So, why did you write this book? Could you please make an introduction?
I'm writing this book to share my feelings and my experience about Ningbo with other people. And of course, I have friends I meet, we talk, and I get a lot of feedback that many things of Ningbo is unknown. So in this book, of course, one part is the culture. So I was very lucky in the past because I had different functions as a tourist ambassador or at the exhibition in Shanghai, the World Expo, so to learn much more and more detailed about Ningbo culture than most other people have a chance in Ningbo, foreigners. And I really want to share this. I want to give the opportunity to read something about Ningbo and as I experience. And then the other thing is, of course, the love part. I came here to Ningbo with my wife. And unfortunately, there's a sad story related to this, that she died from cancer here in Ningbo. But I focus on this book also on part of her diary, where she says how she experienced it and how she was feeling comfortable with the people. This is the most important thing. I love the Ningbo people, the Zhejiang province people, not only Ningbo, around all this with Hangzhou, all the communication and support which was given to her. This is so the key point why I was writing the book.
I know the book written for yourself, also for your wife.
Exactly,
yes. It's an interesting book. What's the most interesting story of the book?
Now I should say all the stories are interesting. There's no story, I would say it is the story. Of course there is moments, I think the moments where I take these parts from the diary of my wife when she was going through this very tough process. And when always she was feeling that people support. This is, I think, the most important part. The cultural things, the historical things are things which you can read and find somewhere else, but very personal, very specific in this time when she was fighting to survive.
So how it's so special for all the readers of the book?
I think the most important thing is really to find out more about the people here in the region. Many people, even Chinese people which come from outside, from other provinces, they don't know too much about Ningbo special. Ningbo people and Zhejiang people itself, but especially Ningbo people, I feel they are special. When I came to Ningbo in 2002, it was still a village. We had, I was told, about 500,000 people living around Haishu as a center. Now I know Ningbo is about 6 million people. And this is something, the Ningbo character, the people is still there. They are still very family style, they're very open-hearted, very warm-hearted. This is what I want to share in the book. This is, for me, what I want to give over to the other people.
Today there are many readers come to our studio and also include foreigner readers. They want to know how do you think it will affect readers if we read your books?
A book will always change people. Confucius already said, if you open a book, you will always learn something. So I know already that some people reading the book will learn something from the book. And everyone can select each part, differently affected. Some people will be affected by the history of Ningbo and will start to look deeper into it and wow, this is Ningbo. I never thought this, that it basically changed some things in the world. And others will see, oh, wow, the medical system in China is quite good. It is supported, the people are there, it works. So when, in case something happened, I don't have to worry too much. I can go to the hospital, I can get the support. And others which say, wow, that's a lovely love story. There's so much heart, so much warmth in it.
Yes, you come to Ningbo for more than 20 years.
Right.
You witnessed the development of Ningbo.
Oh, yes.
Right? Yes. So, as you just said, and as you write in the book, Ningbo is your second hometown.
It is.
Why?
Yes.
Why?
Technically, because I stay already longer in Ningbo than I ever stayed in my hometown in Germany. However, Ningbo has given so many opportunities that I feel very comfortable here. My business, my life, everything here, and social networking, friendship, really developed in a way that I can really call it my hometown. I feel comfortable, and it was a good choice.
Really comfortable.
I really feel comfortable, definitely.
Living in Ningbo.
Yeah, yeah. I don't
Ningbo-
need bigger shopping malls like Shanghai or any place. And, let's say it this way, Ningbo has something of my original hometown in Germany, which is only 200,000 people. It's a village in China. But it's a university, it is a good developed city. And Ningbo is, I don't really miss something. Yeah, this is the key point. Everything is here what I need and I feel comfortable. That's the key point.
刚才其实我们的作者呢跟大家介绍了一下我们这本书《宁波记事》主要写了哪些内容哈。当然呢，我们现场的观众朋友如果有感兴趣的问题，接下来的互动环节呢可以问我们的作者。同时呢，我们刚才也跟艾卡德一起来交流，为什么他在这本书里面说宁波会成为他的第二故乡？他为什么觉得在宁波生活是感到如此的舒服和惬意？我相信呢。我们今天在座的，特别是我们外籍的朋友们啊，也对这个问题非常感兴趣。当然，在前不久的时候呢，在我们这本书还没有正式出版的时候，我们的艾卡德呢也接受了我们2位外媒记者的采访，一位是我们黎巴嫩的记者，另外一位呢是我们北马卡其顿的记者。接下来呢，我们一起来看一下这个采访的内容。在这个采访当中呢，他也是再次表达了他为什么写这本书。而写作的过程当中又遇到了一些什么样的问题？好，有请我们的导播来播放一下我们的短片。
A lot of people move and want to study and to live in Germany. But you, as a German, decided to live here in China, as you said, for 20 years. What is your main motto to do that?
So first of all, I must say I'm not the only German in China. There's a lot of German people living in China. Of course, in Ningbo, not so many, but we have a German community also here in Ningbo. And for me, personally, China was always a challenge. My wife and I, when we were still together before she died, we had this dream, the mission to go to China. And we were really working hard to come here. Because when we started it about 30 years ago, China just had started the opening process and it was not easy. So we had to do a little detour. We went through Africa, Middle East, Cyprus Island. Yeah. India, Hong Kong, and we're finally coming to China. And this is also which has inspired me to write books about the life, especially after my wife died, and we were married for 30 years, 30 years, to keep all these memories somewhere alive.
I guess there's lots of interesting things you would like to tell us about, and maybe one of the most important among them is the fact that you invented a robot, a coffee robot. Okay, what's the story behind that? Why coffee?
Okay, first of all, I'm a coffee lover.
Okay, obviously.
In 1986, still in Germany, I got my first patent for a coffee way how to do it. And I must say, for many people, the period of the pandemics was a time they were thinking backwards. For me, it was a time to start more, because especially in this China mentality, which I have learned, crisis mean also the chance for doing something new.
Exactly.
And also because it very much fits into the government policies in China to promote the robot technology.
Yes, innovations.
Not only because saving money and labor, but also for in the case of food safety.
What about procedure here in China to open your own business? Is it difficult as a European?
It's absolutely not difficult anymore. Nowadays, it's very well regulated process to do. We cannot do that online because many people outside of China still have a very limited understanding how China really works.
Yeah.
They have the picture from the old days, and there's a lot of garbage still in some trains. And the China people are very, especially here in Ningbo area, the people are very warm-hearted.
Exactly, yes.
That Chinese people are not compassionate.
I would like to ask you about book, Ningbo Chronicles. Is it all about this we are talking about right now? About life here in Ningbo? Your own experience?
It's about me. It's my chronicle in Ningbo. When I came here, how I came to Ningbo, how I have experienced very great and special time here in Ningbo as being the tourist ambassador during the expo in Shanghai 2010. I have was awarded by the Ningbo government for my sharing experience in both ways. I had a very unique opportunity to be a teacher at the Ningbo University, a lecturer.
I guess in 20 years you had the chance to visit lots of Chinese cities. How Ningbo is different from what makes it so special for you? Why Ningbo? Yeah, why you're staying in Ningbo?
When I came to Ningbo in 2002, Ningbo was just developing. This is the big difference to Shanghai, Guangzhou, Beijing, or other the big first-class cities at that time. So Ningbo just started to developing, which gave me the chance to see the whole city growing.
Oh, nice.
Area where we were sitting now, 10 years ago, it was a rice field. And for me and my business also, Ningbo was a very good environment. As I had always could approach government offices, corporation, attend different associations, which normally, sometimes I was the first foreigner within those organizations. Yeah. We had a foreign expert committee where we could exchange our knowledge with government people, what is missing, what could develop, whatever could be done. So Ningbo is a very good environment, not only for developing business, but also for having a good life quality in Ningbo is good.
What do you want readers from other countries around the world to get from your book? What are the main ideas you want them to understand after reading your book?
It's very simple. And that makes it so complicated. The simple thing is that I'm reflecting the picture which China has put on me. Basically, I'm reflecting what China put on me to show that the China nowadays is really a country which is not so much different anymore. The people, it's the people. We don't talk about administration, to talk about people. And this is important that's why I'm writing the book. When somebody reads the book, I would be happy. I would be happy at the end of the book. It says, wow, I didn't expect that. And it includes some other parts like some things of Ningbo history, how important Ningbo has been in the past. And I would be really happy when people get this idea from the book, like, wow. And more than just traveling. Of course, if you come as a tourist, when you're here for a limited time, you see the surface.
Yeah, exactly. Yes,
but
it's
I'm
different.
already very happy when I can talk to you today that you see that foreign people can be very happy in China.
Yeah, that's true. I've noticed that with many foreigners living here. Life is, they have a high quality life and they're happy, they're comfortable. That's the word. They're very comfortable in their life.
The quality of life now is good. It's much different than 20 years ago.
Of course.
20 years ago, when we wanted to go shopping from Ningbo, we had to go to Shanghai or to fly to Beijing.
Yes,
Really?
yes.
Yes, now each city is developed. Now each city, in every city, everything is reachable. Yes, that's the huge development.
And the development is very fast.
看完这个视频之后呢，我想大家对我们的作者以及宁波都会有更多的了解。After watching the video, I think you will know more about the writer and also Ningbo. So the next part is we can ask questions to our audience, our writer Eckhard. OK， 接下来呢，我们进入到我们的互动环节啊。有任何想要向我们的作者提问的问题，可以举手啊 ，raise your hand if you would like to ask question to the writer. First, please. OK, you please.
Hello. My question is, as a foreigner, why did you choose Ningbo to live? I think you'll talk about it, but I hope to explain more about it.
Thank you. Very good question. And it is a question in some way to answer. First of all, I came to Ningbo without knowing much about Ningbo in the beginning. As I said in the movie and before, Ningbo for me was a closed book. Somebody invited me to come to Ningbo to support his business to grow. And when I came to Ningbo, I was like, wow, okay, I'm growing with Ningbo. That's why I came here.
Thank you. The second question. Okay, you please.
Hello. My question is, Ningbo is a business city, right? Which type of product are produced here?
Thank you.
Ningbo is definitely a very important business city. It's one of the engines of the development and of the business in Zhejiang province, and of course, therefore, in whole China. There is different clusters, different types of industry now. In the beginning, Ningbo was very much on textile. Now you have technology. We have in Yuao, we have robot cluster now where all this related to modern technology. And you find also in the inner part of the city a lot of electronics, of modern technology and consumer goods. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, the third question.
Hello, my name
introduce.
is Naufal, and first year student here in China. And I want to ask you about Ningbo city. What do you like exactly about the city? And you didn't find in the other Chinese city?
This is a very delicate question. What did I find in Ningbo, what I did not find in other cities? Let me see something. I don't know what I did not find in other cities because I was not so much looking for it. Okay, I was living in different countries. Definitely in Ningbo, I got most connected with the people. It is the people, it's not so much the location, it's not the weather. Of course, Ningbo weather is good, food is good, but the people, you know, this is not like you are a foreigner among them. If you know the people, and even you have language problems, as my Chinese language skills are very poor, at least for being 20 years here, but it's still the people are okay. They say, okay, no problem, we find a way to communicate. So that's what I love Ningbo.
So people are very kind. Yes?
Yeah, kind people,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, please.
你们好，我想说，对不起，我会说中文，因为这里有很多外国人，也我的中文水平不高。
Very good.
Hello, my name is Said. I'm from Morocco, and I'm a student at Ningbo University of Technology. And I'm here today to learn about your experience living in Ningbo for over 20 years. And I apologize for using my phone because I have several questions, and I want to make sure I remember all of them. So the first question is I forget the question, so I'm so sorry. But what is one thing you hope will never change about Ningbo city, even all the modern development?
When you came to Ningbo, or when you would have seen Ningbo 20 years ago and you see Ningbo today, you see it has developed from a village to a city. And the development in Ningbo is done very well planned and organized. If you travel, or I travel to other cities in China, you see, very strong difference between old and new. You find old city center parts which are not very much maintained anymore, but you find outside big modern city. Ningbo is different. Ningbo is just growing and renewing itself and still growing new areas. Very well organized and planned. Maybe that's my German part inside which says, okay, it's done well.
I had a second question if you don't have any problem. So if you can describe Ningbo in one word, what would it be and why?
Let me do it in one sentence. Ningbo is the gateway to the world, yeah, and a place of culture. Just I turned the slogan around. Ningbo is a place of culture and a gateway to the world. So it's a combination of going back almost between 5,000 to 7,000 years of history of people to becoming one of the biggest, if in some area even the biggest port in the world. And this is something really amazing. You see, many other places are still struggling. They have no ideas how to go somewhere. Ningbo just did it, and this in 20 years. Actually in 5,000 or 7,000 years, but the last 20 years I witnessed these changes.
Ningbo is one of the happiest city for more than 7 years in China. So why choose Ningbo? Happiness.
Happiness,
yes, yeah. It's exactly very important thing. OK， 还有其他问题吗？来，我们请现场的来自我们其他学校的大学生来。好，请这位女生。
Sir, I want to ask, which part of Ningbo impressed you most during the 20 years you live here? Maybe it's culture, or it's beautiful sceneries, or people you meet here?
I hardly understand the question, probably.
Repeat again, okay?
Just the last part of your question, please.
Which part of Ningbo impressed you most during the 20 years you live here?
Okay. So which part impressed me most? Let's say it this way. My office today is still in the heart of Ningbo, the old heart, behind Drum Tower, so in Gulou area. And I have chosen this place for a reason, because it's a very vibrant place. Sometimes it's a little bit from the Chongcheng Park, the singing and the dancing of the people is a little noisy when I'm working or when we are working in the office, but this is definitely an interesting and good place. On the other side, now I'm living just nearby here in the new center of Ningbo. Because for me, I'm a person which really love the modern style lifestyle, the convenience, also easy go shopping, easy do transport with all this network of the NRT, of the Ningbo metro system, which is, by the way, just growing a month again. So every part of Ningbo is exciting. And of course, the port, which I've visited many times.
Every part impressed you?
Definitely, yes. Yeah.
OK， 还有其他问题吗？来，请这位。
In the past 20 years, I think you will meet very locals in Ningbo. And what's the most touching quality of them for you?
Yeah, this is, I really have to come back to the worst 5 or 4 years for me personally. Not because of Ningbo, it was my life, the period when my wife was fighting against the cancer. And the most touching part was that people spontaneously donated. They supported not only money, they came, brought fruits, and you know the classical thing when somebody is sick, you bring you big fruit baskets, everything brought just to the office or even to the hospital. So that's what I said, to be part of the community. It was really amazing. And it is always Ningbo about people. For me, always about people.
Okay, thank you.
好，来，我们还有同学吗？后面的男生。
Okay, sir, I want to know what impressed you most in this book.
Yeah, okay, basically, what impressed me most in Ningbo, we had this in the points already. Let's come to one other thing. What I like in Ningbo is the Ningbo food. Yeah, I was actually expecting somebody asking me about the food too. So I hope you get a lot of chance to go to Ningbo original food. When I say original, it doesn't have the 3 letters or the big M in front of the door. You know what I mean? No, it's really, you will find food here which you maybe at home you don't get, or it's so extremely expensive. In Ningbo you can normally afford it. And it's very clean and very basic cooking. The cooking style of Ningbo is so much different from other cities around. And sometimes it's just steaming with a little vinegar, soy, salt, and not too much sugar. I like that it's not too much sugar inside. So I hope that this will stay in Ningbo for a long, long time. Not too much. Of course, I love German food. I love French food, French cuisine, as they say. I love that. But I also very much happy with the food in Ningbo.
Maybe you can write a second book about Ningbo food.
Thank you for the inspiration. Yes. For sure, we can do.
I know you write the book very fast. You can write a book in just 3 months.
Good.
Do you think it's very fast? Okay.
It might look like this. At the end, at the moment, of course, I have a lot of inspiration. And when I was starting to write my first book, which was in German language, it happened during the pandemics when people were like depressed, almost like staying at home, cannot do something. I said, okay, let me sit down and take everything together, which was in the past. So this was not so difficult to write comparingly fast. Still, it look, even you say 3 months, until the book is out, it can take 1 year. And one is the research, the writing, and then comes the editing and all this together. So even I have published now 10 books in total. It is a process which come together at a certain point. So it's not just writing 3 months. It normally is 1 year.
Yes, maybe you can give Eckhard some sources about and materials to write the second book. Yeah.
Definitely.
Yes, thank you. And I know you take another book to the studio. You can introduce the book.
This is the first book I was writing, and it's in German language.
It's your first book.
My very first book I was
writing in German.
I writing in German language, but I wrote it in Ningbo in the pandemic.
Ah, wrote in Ningbo.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And this is, for example, the next project. By the way, you see here my wife with me. This is my next project. I'm working, and I want to finish before the end of the year. This book will be now translated into English.
Also in English?
And in Chinese.
Oh.
So I hope to find a publisher for this book and maybe a sponsor. And then I want to bring this because this is the beginning of our 30 years of marriage and living together and how we got together. And the key point in this book, which I have already reflected in some other books in English, is the type of soulmate. Many people, this is such a slogan, oh, I want to have a soulmate, my soulmate. How to realize somebody is a soulmate. and how to find out that you have soulmates which you are not aware of. A soulmate doesn't have to be your life partner. It can be from mother, father, your teacher, or just a colleague or somebody where you feel really comfortable with, and you see together you have common goals and you can do things together. So this is my next project to be finished before the end of the year.
Okay, then the third book.
And this book is already in Chinese language.
Oh.
And this book is in some way a rewrite, or I don't want to say rewrite, a re-research of about a long time of China history, starting from the invention of the lunar calendar through different stages of the China culture up to today, how still today in China people are connected very, very close to the past. Now I make a mess here. Let's make it like this. And I want to give this book to the Ningbo library, the city library. So you may be helping me to do that.
These three are all your books.
These are the three which is there, and there are some more books on Amazon. I didn't make advertising.
If you, what's your plan, next plan in the future?
Of course, I'm running my business. I make this, and we have just very interesting new projects, which will be very important contribution to China. But of course, I go ahead with writing books because this is just in the flow, as you say. It's just going on. I have learned from this book to the ongoing about technology. This book I didn't know nothing. I was just writing like the students. You make your essay. You know, teachers has write something about your whatever. So just down, not much chapters, just writing. So this is it. It has changed a lot. Now I know the technology. But anyway, so this is what I'm doing, my business and writing books and enjoying life. I should not forget that part.
Yes, enjoy your life.
Definitely.
And do you have any questions at the last second? Do you have questions?
I heard before somebody saying, I hope the book will coming to me one day, writing a book. This is what I said to the young audience before. The book has to come from your inside. You must really sit down and want to do it. Nobody can tell you, write a book. And in my life, I have met so many people which said, oh, I should write a story of my life. It's so interesting. All this happened to me. I meet them again after a few years and I ask, now, how is your book doing? I don't think it's interesting anymore. And I didn't do it. And it's so much, headache to write a book. It's really a good experience. It cleans also your soul, your thinking, and it makes it changes you. It's a good thing.
You like writing the book because you enjoy writing in the book.
Of course,
yes?
It's work to be done, and it's all the technical things to be followed. But yes, it's something to enjoy, definitely.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
And wish you success in selling the books.
Yes.
And looking forward to the next books in the future. And thank you all the audience come to our program. 今天我们的节目到这里就结束了，再次感谢大家的收看，再见。